Thank you, Dr. Hartz. Good morning. Today is Tuesday, February 6th, and it's an A day on your schedule. Today for lunch is Cobb salad. Happy National Frozen Yogurt Day. And there's going to be a Sempote Society meeting first lunch in the chapel to get our photos taken. Now I'd like to bring up Elle for his senior presentation.
There's always been something about butterflies. I couldn't tell you exactly why, but my little toddler heart would flutter with admiration whenever I saw them, mocking the motion of their wings. I had large decorative butterflies hanging in the corners of my bedroom as a child. I would sing the lyrics to Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus a little extra loud in the car when she belted Butterflies Fly Away. For a couple years in a row, when I was around 7 years old, my mom thought it would be an exciting experience to raise caterpillars and release them once they turned into butterflies. Exciting was an understatement for me. When I started swimming at the age of 3, and I learned that there was a stroke called butterfly, it is safe to say I had an automatic favorite way to move through the water. In fact, as I started to become highly competitive in swimming, butterfly brought me to qualify for my first Eastern Zone team at age 9, and a year later, at age 10, my first Eastern Zone champion title. Although I have gone on to achieve some much greater goals of mine, this sense of pride and accomplishment that came with that 100 butterfly is still alive in my heart. To me, there is something so captivating about the qualities of butterflies, flying with elegance, grace, and the courage to be both brave and vulnerable during times of adversity. There has always been something within me that aspired to be a butterfly, or if not to be one, to be like one. One thing about butterflies is that they are solitary animals, and the path I've chosen in my life has led me to almost see my reflection in the insect. As a child, I wanted to explore as many sports, interests, and hobbies as humanly possible. This fulfilling expedition consisted of participating in a wide variety of sports from soccer to horseback riding to gymnastics, as well as diving into countless hobbies such as violin and creative writing, wishing that I had the time to fully invest my soul into all of them. But at the end of the day, when I started excelling at a faster rate and couldn't stand to miss practice for the world, I devoted all of that energy and passion into swimming. Being well-rounded has been important to me from the moment I started school in general. I always set high expectations for myself in the classroom, and when I picked up the violin at age 6, I knew instantly that music would become a main element of my life. Not to mention the mildly unrealistic goal I had of releasing a novel in 5th grade. I strove to reach my full potential at all of these interests simply out of curiosity to see where they could take me. The dedication that this quest required, particularly in swimming, led me to follow a unique schedule and realize that I had hardly anyone to relate to, no one who fully understood my lifestyle. To call myself a lonely person would sound ungrateful or dismissive of the countless friendships I have established throughout my life. One of the things I value most about everything I choose to partake in, both in school and in the pool, are the people I meet along the way and the connections I make. However, choosing this route has shown me the isolation on the road less traveled by. I started to realize this throughout years of being alone at swim meets, missing countless days of school for competitions and training opportunities, and especially when my monotonous answer, "I'm sorry, I have swim," when friends asked to hang out, turned into losing relationships with those friends, as, understandably, they would stop reaching out completely because the answer would always be the same: "I'm sorry, I have swim." Starting in elementary school, I have grown accustomed to watching these friendships fade, never letting it discourage me or lose my sense of self. Independence became a vital part of my life in swimming as soon as I started to qualify for more competitive meets where I'd have to sit by myself in a cold corner of a crowded pool deck with no teammates to accompany me. When the dominant teams with large numbers would get a spot on the bleachers to sit, I would get my very own luxury puddle on the ground. Though it could be lonely at times, I was content with this, as I knew each of these meets was simply bringing me to a higher level in the sport, which would motivate me to make the next one. I took pride in being the only one from my team to reach a certain level, and never let that sense of isolation discourage me from giving it my all. While other athletes would have massive, slightly intimidating teams on deck cheering for them, I was proud to represent my smaller club on my own, knowing they were cheering from afar. My most impactful experience of this so far happened in December 2022, when I attended the U.S. Open Championships, followed by Winter Junior Nationals in North Carolina. These meets were back-to-back weeks in the same location, so I stayed in a small Airbnb with my mom for 2 consecutive weeks. Thankfully for the high school that I have endless gratitude for, aka SEM, I was able to do my schoolwork from afar with the support of the faculty and focus on my swimming. This was my first U.S. Open experience, and I am still absolutely awestruck by it all. Accompanied by my coach, I navigated the biggest meet I had ever attended while being literally surrounded by world record holders and my childhood idols. Finding my place to sit on the water-drenched bleachers amongst athletes from all over the world, like literally Team Ireland was there, was undoubtedly intimidating at first, but realizing I deserved to be there as much as anyone else gave me the confidence to claim my spot even though I was alone. I ended up being a finalist in the 200 individual medley at the U.S. Open, which was my ultimate goal for the meet. The sense of independence I have been forced to gain has contributed to school life, as the schedule I have outside of school is entirely consumed by my sport. As a result, I've had to understand that every free moment I have at school needs to be dedicated to staying on top of my schoolwork. The library has become my home inside SEM. Each year, my schedule is entirely unique to me, as I still desire to be a part of everything possible at school. When I'm not at school or practice, I am probably on the road, driving to one or the other, living far from it all. If you know where Eden is, it's quite a drive from Buffalo. Making sacrifices for my sport has become a part of my daily life. My entire social life outside the brick walls of Buffalo SEM is amongst my teammates at practice, and my personal choices to be highly involved in school makes my schedule wildly inconsistent. But none of these statements are complaints, and I am fortunate that my school has enabled me to partake in what I love outside the pool. Despite where swimming takes me, I'll never lose grip on the passions that gave me wings as a child. I will always find time to write a late-night poem, play violin for my grandparents, or dream about the novel that 10-year-old me was so determined to write and still is. Through the years, I have found myself doing things that the wide-eyed caterpillar version of myself would be astonished to know I achieved. All of the aspirations I have been able to accomplish are derived from the courage I had to develop at a young age to take the road less traveled by. All of the times I have missed social events or incredible school opportunities for swim have set me up to reach heights in the water that leave younger me beaming with pride. Even if this path comes along with a little bit of loneliness and an abundance of sacrifice, I make sure I enjoy the journey that is far from over. I have always had an admiration for butterflies, and after all, butterflies are solitary animals.
Great job, Elle. Any faculty announcements? Student announcements?
Seminaria is collecting any pieces of writing or artwork that you want to share. It can be anything from a poem, a short story, anything you want. Just email it to me, mgetz@buffaloseminary.org, Miss Miller, C. Miller, Mona, M. Khan, or Milena, M. Compson.
Hi guys, I just have some in-school community service opportunities. So Miss Mills, Miss Scott, and Miss Beck all need help in their classrooms and areas. Some of these tasks take about 10 to 15 minutes. So if you have a free period and you want some community service hours, just go stop by to those classrooms.
Okay, so the blood drive is tomorrow. Yes, get excited. There's iron-enriched smoothies downstairs if you're planning on donating. You have to be 16 or older, and if you're 16 or 17, you need to get a permission slip from the front office. You can get community service hours, 2 hours if you donate, 1 if you just try and they turn you away.
You also get free Bandits tickets for the lacrosse game, which is super fun, so please donate if you can.
Ensemble has their Seminaria picture today in here during office hours, so please everybody show up real fast on time. Thanks.
Anything else? All right, have a great day and get to class.